Welcome to my Universe Reviews, and today we are finally on the point and reason as to why I made Universe Reviews in the first place. Crossover Mania! Here I am talking about the first crossover that Arrowverse provides in this universe. This is also episode 8 for both Arrow and The Flash, both self-contained along their respective series. So, let's jump into our first crossover, which starts with The Flash, and its episode is called, literally, The Flash versus Arrow. So, the episode starts us off with Barry talking about his love for Iris. Iris, of course, is writing a blog about The Flash, and by this point The Flash and Iris have talked over various matters pertaining to who The Flash is and what he can do. But Eddie, Iris's boyfriend, doesn't believe that The Flash is real, but considering the substantial evidence around the crimes throughout the last few weeks, he wants to assemble a task force to track down this blur. The episode really kicks off when a metahuman turns everyone in the bank hostile. He steals $500,000 in cash and gets out of there just before the Flash shows up and saves someone's life. Joe brings a team to track down the robber, and like all apprehensions, things go wrong. The robber turns one of the policemen against the team and Joe, and the Flash comes in to save the night once again. But right at the same time of the Flash coming in, the Arrow makes his appearance in Central City, bringing down the sudden turn police officer.
Nice mask.
Here we can tell Barry is tremendously excited about this, but Joe, not so much. Hell, in this episode, it's apparent in Central City, Joe and Harrison are not happy about his appearance in the city. But Oliver, Diggle, and Felicity arrive in Central City in need of understanding this boomerang they have, Arrow Season 3, Episode 7's end credits, which I did not mention in the recap of Arrow Season 3's Episode 1 through 7. My bad. Diggle is hilariously perplexed by Barry's speed.
I had a cousin got hit by lightning once. He just developed a stutter.
Oliver is strangely strict towards Barry, and Felicity is unfazed as she's been through all this before, and she's looking to get to business despite Oliver's weariness to let anyone else know his identity. Felicity tries to convince Oliver that she should help Barry with the case, and that ultimately comes to light. But with reason, Oliver is stern with Barry because he lacks focus and precision. So with that, Barry ends up getting shot in the back, and Barry is more or less shocked that this happened.
You shot me?
I heard you heal fast.
But you gotta hand it to Oliver. He had a point. While Harrison is trying to understand who the Arrow is, their metahuman, now named Prism, or really named Roy Bolivio, has resurfaced, and Barry decides to go after him alone out of spite. Because, you know, no one shoots Barry in the back to prove a point. That encounter doesn't go well as Barry encounters Prism, and the rage doesn't ensue. Apparently the effect on Barry is delayed, but you see how it's slowly burning up inside of him as he passive-aggressively gets after everyone around him. Harrison finds out the Arrow's identity and asks Felicity to call him in so they can help against the Flash's rage. And this is called upon just as soon as Barry goes out on a rage against Eddie, with Iris present, giving Eddie more incentive to start the task force. But Iris sees what the Flash can be, and this actually really freaks her out. Arrow comes in and neutralizes the Flash after they fight, and let me tell you, it's a pretty entertaining fight. I really liked that fight. The ending of this episode really ties up loose ends. Oliver tells Barry he needs to let go of Iris, and believing that they will be together. Eddie tells Iris that the task force has been approved, and he believes the Flash is dangerous, and surprisingly, Iris agrees. But there are some elements of Arrow's side that creep their way in, like Felicity asking for the isolation of the genetic markers of a blood sample coming from Canary's murder. That's in Arrow Season 3's Episode 1's timeline, and she asks Caitlin to do this. Also, a mysterious woman meeting Oliver in the coffee shop, referencing some past history we were really never witness to. And Iris tells the Flash she doesn't trust him anymore, and a reminiscing Caitlin doesn't realize her husband is alive and can generate fire from his body. Part 2. On Arrow's side of things, the boomerang they brought to Central City leads them to the killer's house as one Digger Harkness, only to realize Argus, the task force Amanda Waller is in charge of, is looking for Digger as well. Felicity is looking to wrap up her day when Cisco and Catelyn show up, offering to help. Catelyn. No, this isn't Game of Thrones, it's Caitlyn. Diggle goes over to Argus to talk to Lila about the boomerang killer when Digger Harkness himself goes by the facility looking to cause a ruckus, finding out that Digger was a former Suicide Squad member looking for his pound of flesh against Lila. Oliver's methods of getting information makes Barry question his emotional stability.
Hey, what are you doing? Getting information. Where is he? I don't know. He said he doesn't know.
But this goes hand in hand with the fact that due to the abrasive nature of Oliver's methods, one of the men he tortured lied and set him up. And flashbacks give us Amanda Waller making Oliver interrogate a man about finding out where a bomb is located in Hong Kong. This reinforces where Oliver is coming from. So Digger plays Oliver and backtraces the location of Arrow's hideout where Lila is being held, and he attacks her, nearly fatally wounding her. But with Lila out of the game, it's time to bring Digger down. But when bringing him down is easy, he leaves a contingency and leaves 5 bombs around the city. The Flash reaches the first bomb location, but the realization is that all 5 bombs need to be cut simultaneously.
You're thinking a multiplex. I can't be in 5 places at once.
Barry realizes this at the right moment and the right time, of course, because he's the Flash, and uses all the crew members. To cut the fuses all at once. And with all that said, it wraps up with Lila recovering and Diggle asks her to marry him. Oliver takes Digger to the island where Slade Wilson is, and at the end of the episode, things are wrapped up in a friendly duel between Barry and Oliver. These 2 parts I feel were just tame enough to be what they were in the seclusion of their own seasons. You don't have to really know much in order to enjoy it. It's amazing how they balance the characters. I rather enjoyed the gags, the little things that they did to have fun with it, to show it's not just a crossover, but a story to be told. There are messages within them, and I really enjoyed that. And I rather enjoy these crossovers and the treatment that it takes. And with that said, this wraps up the first crossover event in Arrow, not counting the introduction to Barry Allen in Season 2 of Arrow. Soon it'll be Legends of Tomorrow, Supergirl, and I'm really excited to get there. So with that said, if you're watching these recaps, I really appreciate it. A like, a share, hell, even a subscription so you can get more of these would mean the world to me. And I would love the Universe Reviews to be a part of your world. I break down the series as I need to help you understand where you need to be at so you know how to watch them, understand where the characters are at, and where they're going to be going up next. That, my friends, is what Universe Reviews is all about. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, until next time.